Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. I hope you enjoy. What are the humans doing? Written by Eclipse Shadow. Welcome back to What Are the Humans Doing? The galaxy's favorite show for the past 4 cycles. Audience cheering. And here's your host for our 4-cycle anniversary special, Tom Flagner. Intro music plays. As the audience cheers louder, Tom enters. Thank you very much. Welcome to tonight's 4-cycle anniversary episode of What Are the Humans Doing? I am Tom Flagner, and let's start some classic clips. First clip plays of a human child holding a rather colourful tube, aiming it at a rather tall adult human in the distance. Nothing like relaxing and having some fun at a festival. The tube begins to smoke, and out from it, with a loud bang and a bright colourful ball, flies out and smacks the adult in the groin. Audience laughter. Whoa there, champ! Careful where you aim that! Next clip plays of a human playing a VR game. Another human slowly walks by. VR sports, the best way to make someone look like a fool flailing around. Audience chuckles. Human playing then suddenly ducks down and delivers a swift jab to the other's gut, followed by doing a backflip into a wall. Just be sure you have the space for one. Then we see a common earth cat waking up grouchy, with a smaller kitten bopping its nose, only for the adult cat to bop it right back over the head. More laughter. The televised feed cuts back to Tom. All right, so for our next set of clips, there are some special clips which make everyone ask, why would you do that? Let's start. The clip starts playing, showing Mars from orbit. Then a beam of light strikes the planet, and again. Then a prolonged beam slowly draws a small semicircle below 2 dots. After the light stops, there's a small smile drawn in laser on the surface of Mars. Now here's a sign that you've got nothing better to do and way too much time and money to spend. Why do this? Our laser artist simply had this to say. Because my boss said that I couldn't, so I did it anyways to prove him wrong. Next video shows a Rivali and a human woman arguing over a man. Tom. Now guys, if you've got 2 women arguing nearby, don't do what this guy does. Ladies, don't worry about it. You're both ugly to him anyways, the bystander says. Then the 2 stopped arguing and beat up the random stranger, the human folding him in a full Nelson, while the Rivali delivered a rather swift kick to the groin. Roaring laughter. A loud crunch is heard from the impact, and the video cuts back to Tom shortly after the guy's yelp of pain. Now for some of my personal bloopers, times where I had some rather unfortunate blunders. Another clip reel starts of various accidents in sports and other physical activities, where the humans who get injured has Tom's head pasted over their head, reacting in an overly comical fashion. Starting with a human trying to do a skateboard stunt, grinding on a rail only for the board to slip out from under them. Then we had a human run up towards a wall before doing a flip off of it and running in a different direction, followed by Tom trying to do that flip only to be land on his head. Then we have a kid playing baseball with Tom. The pitch is thrown and the kid strikes the ball and nails Tom right in the gut. Lastly is a video of Tom playing basketball only to jump too high when trying to slam dunk and smacking his face into the backboard before landing flat on his back, with the ball going through the hoop and falling square on his groin. Tom then walks forward on the stage and says, now this next clip, our feature presentation, comes straight from the front lines of the war with the Targaryens, from one recently promoted Christopher Shepard. Loud cheering. The feed turns on and shows a hybrid riding on the back of a Dragonoid in full FTL gear. The duo fly onto the planet near a castle. Shepard jumps off and starts sneaking inside the castle, slowly sneaking up the guard. In one fell swoop, he leapt over the guard and wrapped both hands around his helmet. With a swift spin, he practically unscrews the guard's head and helmet off his body. Audience oohs and ahs. He hides the body inside a nearby laundry cart and moves on with his head in hand. Noticing a nearby guard, he throws the head into the waste bin near that guard, causing him to turn and investigate the noise. The guard is then stabbed in the back of the neck and dumped right in the bin as well. Shepard continues walking along until he finds a maintenance room. He slips in and finds a hatch for the air vent. Crawling slowly through the vent, he begins to hear someone talking. "I don't care who they send. I want them found and killed." As he approaches the opening, he soon sees a fat Calgarian noble, shouting at his subordinates, "This is Chris, in position. Blow the gates up. 10-4, be ready to rendezvous on the roof." A loud explosion can be heard, shaking the entire building. "That must be them. Stop them now. Everyone go stop the damn alliance dogs." The rotund noble bellows. The guards scurry out of the room and head towards the sound. Chris quietly cuts a hole in the vent while the noble was yelling. After the guards leave, he slowly descends from the hole and sneaks up behind the noble with a knife in one hand and a note in the other. The moonlight boxes send their regards. The knife suddenly is thrust into the back of his head, and the note is left in his sizable belly. The camera zooms up on the noble's face and pauses. Tom. Dinak Jetshah, the ruthless noble responsible for the genocide of Halthor Prime, finally taken down. Good riddance. The audience cheers. Now let's see the daring escape. Video resumes as Chris draws out his katana and cuts a hole in the wall behind the throne, directly into the treasury. He runs through it, grabbing a few nice-looking artifacts and a ring before leaping onto a rather fancy jewel-encrusted statue. With 2 well-aimed slashes, he cuts a hole in the roof and leaps out. The alarm blares as the debris breaks the secure glass box. Guards are running all over the place trying to find him, but Shepard finds them before they see him and effortlessly runs down the guards as he makes his way to the stairwell. Ascending the stairs, he then says, "Target down, moving to escape." "Jeez, you stirred up a hive down there." As he arrives on the roof, he doesn't see the Kuryu anywhere. "Where are you?" "Southside, jump, trust me." As he approaches the edge, the guards are swarming the location. "Stop, we have you surrounded. There is no way out, Devil Fox. Now surrender and we'll be merciful and give you a swift death." Chris simply stands on top of the wall's edge while facing them, then smirks and says, "Let this be known as the day you almost caught me." As he finishes that sentence, he slowly falls backwards and is whisked away by the soulless Kiryu, who, after securing him into the pilot seat of her FTL gear, then flies off, and the video ends as they leave the planet. Loud uproar of cheering. Tom. "Now that I don't know about you, but that was something else. Who thinks that'd make for a great spy film?" Audience shouts, "Yeah!" Well, now, as we draw to the end of our program today, we have 3 more very special clips for you to see. The first of the 3 clips begins with Chris and Solus, in her humanoid form, playing a dancing game at an arcade. While both are singing about being a modern major general, holding light guns in each other's hands and shooting their sights. Camera slowly zooms out, showing the 2 aren't just playing a dancing game, but also have 2 shooter games on their sides, and a karaoke machine beside the dancing game. Tom then says, "And this is how they train for missions, apparently." The duo begin to start dancing with each other, doing the tango while still singing and shooting. The dance ends with both of them setting a high score in the dancing game, and the camera pans out to show they beat both shooting games, one a zombie mansion game and the other a military shooter. The camera stops on the karaoke machine, showing they had yet another high score. Audience cheers. Second clip begins with 4 soldiers at boot camp, one trying sit-ups, but has a towel over his face. Towel gets removed. He tries to do a sit-up, but fails part way. Tom then chuckles and says, "Ah, I remember boot camp." Second soldier tries, the same result. Third one tries, same result. Fourth one lies down and gets the towel over his face. The first soldier holds out a fist. Towel gets removed. Soldier immediately shoots up doing his sit-up. Head hits the first right in the nose. Other 3 soldiers start laughing. Audience laughs. But sometimes you just need to be vigilant for when you're about to be hazed. The final clip starts of a human lifting weights with a mirror behind him. He struggles with his 200-pound dumbbell before shooting up and holding above his head and slowly stumbling back. The dumbbell falls out of his hand and onto the foot. He lets out an ow before falling into his mirror, causing it to fall. much to the audience's amusement. Catchy theme music plays as the show ends, showing a quick highlight reel. And remember, if you want your videos featured on What Are the Humans Doing, submit them to... End of story. I would quickly like to thank the T5 channel members and Patreons. Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Barky, Lord Azrakal, It's Difficult to Pronounce, Dragzoon WRE, Holly's Sister, Arcadian. Thank you very much.